Alright, so how you do this is you open up your inventory, open up a chest, put items that you want to dupe inside of it, uh, and then you wait 10 minutes. The game saves about every 10 minutes, so you wait the 10 minutes, make sure that they're still in the chest at the end of the 10 minutes, and then once you see that they're in the chest, you go back to the menu. When you go back to the menu, what you'll do is you'll load into the game a specific way. You'll get in by going to the realms, you'll hover over the realm that you were currently in, and there's a special menu that you can open up either with right-clicking or on the Xbox controller, it's like the little Windows button, right? And then when you load back in, you'll see that the items are still in the chest. So what you'll do is you grab those two items, or however many items you want to dupe. It could be all the same item of one item, whatever you want to do. You grab them, you go back to the menu, and then you load it into the game the same way that you just previously loaded it into the game. So, in doing so, in that same chest, those two items, or however many items, will still exist. And you'll see that you have now duped the item, right? So you can just continuously do this, and this will break the game. What happens then is you could find a high stat item, like because weapons and stuff have different stats for the attack number, so you can find one high stat one, and you could dupe it a bunch of times. And then what you can do is you could run over to the enchanter with that high stat item instead of having to farm it normally, and you could go in there and infuse it, and you can infuse as many of them as you want. Right, and it'll essentially let you infuse it until you get a god roll. And now a god roll might take a really long time to get, because infusing, there's so many stats that go onto the weapon and you can't like edit them or anything like that. But in all tips, if you're patient, you can get a god roll. Not only once you have that item as essentially a god roll item, you can then go and dupe it again in the chest. And so now that you have this god roll item that is duped, because you can now slot in gems, right? So all of a sudden we can dupe gems, we can dupe god roll items, and let's now get a perfect rolled gem slot. So essentially I can take a million of the same item and dupe it so that the gem slot is perfect. So now I have a completely god rolled item. Which is game breaking, because you can do this with every piece of gear, anything you can put in a chest, right? So on top of just doing that, you can do it with experience potions, right? So you can essentially make entire stores of experience potions, and you essentially, it takes like 3 stacks of medium experience potions to max level a character at the moment. So that's pretty game breaking. But not only that, but like they are the most expensive item to sell. So now that you've duped the experience potions, you can now essentially use it to get infinite money. So now you have infinite experience, infinite money, and god roll of every single item that you want. At this point, the only thing to do is like choose which ones look the best, right? So it completely breaks the game. Now, not only can you do experience and money and god roll items, but you can also do Inchor. So now all of a sudden you can, by beating one boss and getting one Inchor, you can dupe that Inchor, and you can essentially get every inventory slot you have, every ring slot, every weapon slot. There's not really much you can't do with this. It completely breaks the game, and this is solely because the game world saves every 10 minutes. But your character saves whenever you pick something up.
Wonderful.
Give it here.
And it breaks everything. Now, like, a way that you could fix this would be to disable the ability to go and choose a backup save, right? That would stop it. Or to have the game save whenever you leave the world. That would also stop the problem. Especially if you disable the backup saves and made it save, so like therefore whenever you pick something out of a chest and you try to leave the world, it saves, right? And it also stops people from Alt F4ing to get that same thing. But On top of that, if you don't want to go that route, you could totally create like a unique item ID for every item that either enters the world or the world generates. So like, because I know multiplayer will be a thing, you could create a unique ID the first time a character loads in with anything that doesn't have a unique ID to that world. It could double check it, and if it has any duped IDs, it essentially just deletes the item, so that you wouldn't be able to do. That'd be one way of solving it that's not messing with the backups and the saves and stuff like that, if you don't want to go that route. So, yeah, this completely breaks the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.